Hello and welcome to the first video of the series. So this will be all about developing my TodoDock app. This is my side project that I've been working on for the past few months. It's written in Laravel and React. So as you can see, this is just a simple task manager. Its specialty is it lets you create periodic tasks like those ones and get notifications whenever your task's timer has reached to 0 days, and you can reset your tasks. So for instance, your bicycle maintenance task is due today. You can reset your task to reset it to its full period, but if you don't reset it, like this one, I should have gone to the dentist 6 days ago, but I haven't, so it doesn't get reset automatically. So I have to reset it to restart the timer. Anyway, throughout this series, we'll talk more about the features of this app. So this first video will be about writing some new tests to this application. So I'm actually in the middle of building it. It can be considered an MVP, minimum viable product, right now. And I currently have some tests. So for instance, let me close that. So this is my test folder. And I have 3 kinds of tests. So first, I have the React test. I have lots of React components, and a lot of them has tests. I have backend API endpoint tests. So my backend is a RESTful API. I have a test for each endpoint, and I also have a category of Dusk tests. So what Dusk is, it's actually a tool that comes in with Laravel. So this is an example Dusk test. Let me just show it to you if you're not familiar with it. So it lets you simulate user behavior on your application. So it can be considered as an integration test. So let's say this test is asserting that a user can log in successfully. So what does it do? Let's see. It's creating a fake email. It's registering, creating an account using this helper, and it's clearing. So this is basically logging out. And once we visit the application again, we can log in with this email address. So we are asserting which pages we visit. So if I go to the home page, like this root URL, I see some page, and I have to click the login link to go to the login page, or so on. And I can assert that I'm redirected to the home page when I successfully log in, and so on. So this isn't about like describing how the application behaves or anything. It's just about writing some Dusk tests. I know it's without an introduction, maybe it could be confusing, but I'm hoping that you can follow along. So first thing I want to mention is I already have those tests, as you can see, but I'm not happy with the current structure. So I have some directories for different tests. So I have an about directory, an auth, home, task edit, page not found, and so on. But it's not clear to me when I want to add a new test in which directory I should place the new test file, if I'm going to create a new test file, or if I'm going to use an existing file. Sometimes it's not clear to me which file I should add the new test. So I came up with a simple system for that. I'm going to create a folder for each page, just like this about. So I have an about page. Let me quickly show it to you. So this is my about page, and I will use this directory, about directory, and add my tests in it if I'm starting, if my starting point for a test is this about page. So, for example, the first thing I'm going to add, the first test I'm going to add today is actually for this about page. So, I want to test if I click this welcome link, I can go to the welcome page, no matter if I'm logged in or not, because I want to demonstrate something to you. So, if I go to the website, I'm already in the welcome page, right? But if I log in, so I'm landed on the home route. If I try to go back to the landing, I'm redirected to the home. So I cannot possibly see the welcome slide if I'm logged in. But there's an exception, and I want to test this right now. So if I'm on the about page and I click this link, I'm directed to a different route, which is called welcome. And now I'm not automatically redirected to the home page. I can actually see this slider. So this is what I want to test now. Let's go to our editor and let's close this and open the about page test. So we have already a test case, test submit feedback. So this is making sure that a user can submit a personal message here. This is covered in this test. So what I'm going to do is create a new method for a new test. And let's rename this as navigate to welcome page. Okay, so let's copy this line. This allows us to create a browser instance. And the first thing I'm going to test is, can I navigate to the welcome page if I'm a guest user? So I'm not a logged in user. So I'm just going to do this. Browser, visit about page. And by the way, let me open up something about page. So in Laravel, you can create classes for your pages. So I have created a class for my about page. You can specify the URL, and this is the cool part. You can give aliases to your CSS selectors. So let's take this as an example, because we're going to deal with this. We have the welcome page link, right? So this is an anchor, first of all, and it has the ID of about page welcome link. Let's just see it for ourselves. So this link, as you see, I know it's very small, but it indeed has the exact ID. So whenever I reference this in my Dusk test, I can actually, I'm meaning the anchor tag with this particular ID. So, by the way, the assert method verifies that whenever you're landed on a page, you can automatically check some things. So, for example, you can check everything on your parent class. By the way, it's extending another class. So it's calling the assert method for the parent, and then it's firstly asserting the path is correct. So this URL should point to the about, right? And next, it makes sure that there's a Twitter link, Patreon link, welcome page link, and so on. So it makes sure that those links are visible. Now, since it's automatically checked in this assert method, I don't have to check the existence of this link. So I can directly go and click the link, right? So there's the click method, welcome page link. And there's also an on method. You can give it a route or a new page class. So I wanna be landed on the welcome page. So I'm gonna say welcome page. By the way, we don't need those necessarily. You can omit it if you want. Let's see. Okay, we didn't import the welcome page, I guess. So this is the least we can do in this test. By the way, it's still complaining about something. Oh, I guess I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to close this. Yep. So we can run our tests by typing php artisan dusk filter. So it takes the same arguments with the PHP unit, actually. So you can give the name of the test case or the test method. Navigate to welcome page. So let's see. Oh, it didn't see our test. Did I type incorrectly? Navigate to welcome page. I'm just going to type it again because I can't see the mistake. Navigate to. Well, it says I can't find your test. How nice. Let's try again. Wow, it's very odd. Let's try to give the whole about page test. So this will run every test within this class. Let's see if it's gonna find our test now. Yeah, it only found. Oh, so this is a very silly mistake. I have to start the method name with test. This was very stupid. Anyway. By the way, this test passed and the new test passed as well. So indeed, we can navigate to the welcome page from the about page if we are not logged in. So let's add a comment, test guest user. And we'll do a similar thing now. Test logged in user. But first, let's borrow something from one of our test classes. So I'm just trying to find the code for logging in. So yeah, that's it, browser helper. So let's also import that. Okay, so the browser helper sets our authentication token in our browser so that the application can know that we are actually logged in. I mean, the requests made by our client actually has this token so that our backend can verify that we are actually a logged in user. Also, we have to create a user to do it. Let's borrow this again. I'm lazy, so I don't like to type those things. So what this does is it creates a new user and logs in. Actually, we don't need this user instance. We only need the JWT token. We also have to import the auth test helper. Why are you complaining? Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing, exactly the same thing. As I told you before, I'm just looking for. I just want to verify that I'm staying on the welcome page even if I'm a logged in user and I'm not redirected automatically to any other page. I don't really understand why this complains. Let's try running it. Oh, this is not a browser tester. Yeah, browser helper. It's inside a different folder, so that's why it complains. So it should be okay now. Yeah, so the both cases work. Now, so as you see, it's very easy. Actually, the test case itself was very simple, but it's also very easy to write Dusk tests, to be honest. So let me quickly check my notes to see which what other test I have. Let me just quickly pause the video and check. All right, so I found my notes. The next thing I want to test is this. Let me show you. So this is our nav brand, and whenever we click it, we are directed to the home page. So I showed you the about page, and what else do we have? Yeah, let's log out, and we're on the login page. If we click this, now we go to the landing page. Yeah, so we only have to test for 2 pages, I guess. Yeah, the welcome page. Yeah, actually, there's the welcome page too. It's very similar to the landing page, but it's explicit. So we'll test the welcome page, the landing page, and the about page, and the login page. So there are 4. In those 4 pages, if I click this nav brand, I should be directed to the landing page if I'm not logged in, home page if I'm logged in. So as I mentioned you in the beginning of the video, by following my new convention, I have to add each of those tests into a different file because my starting point is different every time. So since we have this file open, let's just start with the about page. So let's create a new method called test navigate to. So if I'm on the about page, so okay, test nav brand, click, because we don't know which page will end up on. It's gonna depend on our logged in state, just like this one. So since we have the boilerplate already here, I couldn't copy the whole thing. So I'm just gonna paste this and fill these. Okay, so first of all, again, let's try for the guest user. Let's just open up the app. I'm actually now logged out. I'm effectively a guest. If I click this, I should be landed on the landing page. So that's easy. Let's go to about page. And let's click the nav brand. So we should have in our base page, the CSS alias for the nav brand. Here it is. It's actually an anchor tag again, and it has an ID. So I need this alias. I'm going to click that, and I want to be landed on the landing page. By the way, I also have the landing page defined. Yeah, here it is. So just to show you, of course I have to also import it. This is very simple, and let's test it. By the way, this is just by coincidence that our tests are very simple. Like normally, just let me show you some other tests. Yeah, for example, creating a task. So as you can see, we can do lots of other things, like waiting for the appearance of some new HTML elements which get rendered dynamically. We can type inputs. What else? Yeah, actually we can do pretty much anything that a user can do, and I'm sure they will come up in the future videos, but this video contains some simple tests. And I think it's not too bad because it's just the first video and it's like an introduction. Where were we? So, okay, the test passed, by the way, and now we can do the same thing for the logged in user. So I'm again click the nav brand, and now I should be landed on which page? I forgot. I really have a bad memory. Let's log in. Okay, yeah, we should be landed on the home page. So new home page, import the home page as well, and try one more time. If this succeeds, we will have 2 more pages to go, I think. Yeah, the login page. Let's do the login page now. The test passed. So I already have this login test, but it's inside the auth folder. So by my new invented convention, I need to create a new folder called login. It should match the actual page. So we have the login page right here. Since this page is named login page, this directory should be named login. And let me copy the test here so that I don't have to type the boilerplate. Yeah, actually I have to rename the class because I already have a login test. So what I'm going to do is just delete this. I know I will have to move some existing tests to different classes because not every test case in here necessarily starts from the login page, but I'm just going to worry about that later. My objective now in this video is just adding some new tests. So we should be naming our test consistently. Test nav brand click. I cannot give the same test name to multiple tests in different classes because then I cannot filter like this. From about, let's call this test nav brand click from about, and let's call this one test nav brand click from login. And actually, let's go ahead and copy. So, by the way, from the login page, we cannot test both for the guest and the logged in user. Here's why. Let me show you. So, currently I'm logged in. As you can see, I have my task panel visible. If I try to go to the login page, it redirects me to the home page. So I cannot be possibly on the login page if I'm logged in. It doesn't allow me to do it. So that's why I will have to test only for the guest user. So this test will be very, very simple. Just 4 lines or whatever. I'm on the login page. I click the nav brand and I'm on the landing page now. So it looks like we are not using this, so let me rename this as login. And respect the alphabetical order. As we cannot be on the login page if we are logged in. Makes sense, right? So let me try to run this new test. Actually, now brand click from, oh, I forgot to rename the, oh shit, I'm I'm editing the wrong file. Why didn't you warn me? Shame on you. So okay, I went a bit too far, I guess. Okay, this should be the last state. And yeah, I forgot to copy the contents. I have to copy the whole thing. Paste it and get rid of the logged in state. Yeah, the name is correct and I have to import those pages. Anyway, sorry about that, by the way. Let me double check. I didn't do anything wrong, right? Anyway, let's go to the login test and try to run this from login. Yep, the test passed. By the way, just because of the reason, just because the thing you just saw, like editing the wrong files by mistake, I really like to add commits frequently, and it also makes code review easier if you're on a team. So let's just commit what we've done so far. I'm just gonna delete the README file, by the way. I was thinking about writing a README file for the tests, but I decided not to do it just now. So we can delete this. And now we only have, 3 files. We have edited, we have moved the login test to a different directory and we edited the about page test. Also, by convention, if I'm calling this about page test, I should be calling this login page test as well. It's, at least for me, it's very important to stay consistent. What's that? Login page test. Because if you're naming your classes, your methods, variables, whatever, in a consistent way, you can very easily find what you're looking for. So, just as an example, I know that I have an about page test, and I remember that I created a similar test for the login page. I don't have to actually guess the class name for that test. I automatically know that. I should have renamed that file as login page test, right? Anyway, so let's rename this too. And let's commit. Add new tests for navigation. Navigating around. That's great. So we have to test for welcome page. What happens when I click that? If I click that when I'm logged in, I should be redirected to the home page. And if I click that when I'm not logged in, I should be directed to the landing page. So I know that this is going to be very fast. I know this is repetitive, but I just want to finish this since I started. So I have to create a new directory called welcome and a new class named welcome page test. By the way, you don't have to write a single class for all your tests about the page, but since we don't have any other tests currently, we might as well name it welcome page test. But for example, for the home page, the things you can do inside the home page are a lot. So you can do lots of things. So maybe it would be better to create lots of files in this directory. But the welcome page test should be fairly simple. So let me delete everything except the first test. And I should rename this from welcome. And also rename this as welcome. I can test this for the two states because it doesn't stop me from visiting the welcome page when I'm logged in or not. So I'm on the About page, click Now Brand, go to the landing page. Does that sound right? I keep forgetting. I'm on Welcome. Yeah, I should be on the landing page. And yeah, the test actually, there's actually a bit of code repetition. And I'm going to fix that, but not in this video because I don't want this to be very, very long. I just want to test it, make sure that it works. Now brand click from welcome. It's important to write test for the very simplest cases because it happened to me lots of times that I didn't take it seriously when I was writing a test. I knew that it's gonna work for sure, but many times I caught sneaky bugs when I least expected it. So it's very important that you write tests for even the simplest cases. Anyway, the only thing is remaining. Let me check. We've done welcome, login, about. Do we have any other page? From the landing page and from the home page, it doesn't make sense, right? Because we're already on those pages. But it could make sense to write tests again because we want to make sure that we're not directed to anywhere else. For example, if I'm on the home page when I'm logged in, I don't want to be directed to the landing page or to the welcome page. I know it sounds stupid, but I want to write a test for that. So let me add the tests here, view home test. Just copy this. Again, I'm going to fix the code repetition later sometime. From home. By the way, yeah, actually, yeah, this is the beauty of writing tests. If you noticed, when I click, it needlessly tries to load something else. So if you can see this, it tries to go to the home for a split second and it returns back to the landing page. The issue is we should add an if condition for such case, for this particular case, I mean. If I'm already on the landing page and if I'm already logged out, so I'm a guest, you shouldn't try to, you should just do nothing. Just don't do anything, just stay on the page. So our test will pass now, but I will have to update the code. So this is good. We caught a bug. Also, let me try doing it from the home page as well. So if I do this, yeah, as you see, I want this to behave exactly how it behaves right now. So it doesn't do anything, and it shouldn't do anything on the landing page as well. Anyways, let's finish writing our test. New home page. I'm still on the home page this time. Oh, but wait a second. I cannot be on the home page if I'm a guest, so I'm gonna have to delete this. I only can test for logged in user since we cannot be on the home page as a guest. Nice. So finally, I will add the same check to the landing page. So let's copy this and name it as landing and rename the file as landing page test, and also rename this. And go back to the welcome page. Welcome test, I mean home test, and copy this one. Yeah, by the way, can we be on the home landing page if we are logged in? Let's try. I wrote the whole application, but I forget these things. Whoops. So, can I go to the landing page? No, I can't. So, I won't write a test for the logged in state. Test guest user because we cannot be on the landing page while logged in. We're on landing page. We click nav brand and we're still on the landing page. Actually, we can. By the way, did I run the test for? Yeah, I didn't run this test. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna pass, but also let me, yeah, I have to rename this. By the way, this faker isn't needed. Also, these things aren't needed. Right, let's test the new, the latest one from landing. So this is gonna pass, I think, but I'm gonna make it fail because, by the way, can I do it? Can I make sure that I'm not redirected to anywhere else from Dusk? I will have to look that up because I don't know right now. I haven't written a test like this. So what I was thinking is, I don't just want to make sure that I'm finally on the landing page. I want to make sure that the address bar, the thing, the string on the address bar hasn't changed at all, just like the case in the home page. But I don't know how to do it. I will have to do some research, and I don't want to do it while recording. So I'm going to do it later. So that means we're done for this video. I will have to add lots and lots more tests in the future, but maybe in some other video we can do it. So I hope that this has helped you if you are new to Laravel or you didn't know about Dusk or anything, or just you're getting started. So I really hope to see you again in a future video. I'm gonna try to record the process of building TodoDock. So you're seeing the very initial, the primitive version of the TodoDock, and I'm really hoping that this tool, this application, will grow a lot, and it's gonna be useful for lots of people in the future. So hopefully you can watch while I'm developing and improving this app. So thanks for watching. See you in another video.